Merry Christmas, as they say in a lot of places. In Finland, the celebration is free of Christ for most people and is called Joulu, which comes from the Scandinavian Yule. Let's have a look at the true meaning of Christmas. In other words, I'm going to say a few words about the pagan Christmas traditions of the Finnish people. Then we can all ditch the crappy songs that they've been playing for months now and celebrate like proper pagans. As I said, Yule spread here from Scandinavia, so mostly Sweden. And as with a lot of things that spread here from Sweden, it was first a celebration of the elite, but was later adopted by the poorer folk as well. For the common folk had a celebration of their own, called Kekri. Many, if not most, of the traditions of Kekri were passed on to Yule as it became more and more popular. Kekri is a harvest festival much like the Irish Sauna, popularized as Halloween by the commercial industrial complex. Originally, it marked the end of the year after the harvest had been reaped. There was no fixed date for that. It was held whenever the work was done and the animals slaughtered. That means that there was plenty of food and drink available, which was not taken for granted throughout the year by our ancestors. This of course called for a great feast that lasted for more than a few days, like it is now. The strange, syrupy root vegetable abominations that are nowadays considered traditional Christmas food are actually not that old. Back in the days, bread and porridge were both key festival foods, and that may be why we still have the rice porridge. By the way, if you haven't tried savory porridge with meat dishes, give it a shot. It works like a spearhead between the ribs. For most of the year, the Finns ate dark bread, but the celebration called for lighter, special bread as well. A bit like we have the ham these days, a pig or lamb would be devoured during Yule and Kekri days. It might already have been chosen as a baby and would have been taken extremely good care of. Later on, its bones could be offered to the woods. Besides food, drinking was also important. Special beer was brewed for these occasions, and it had to be drunk enthusiastically in order to have a good harvest the following year. 7 times they had to eat, 7 times to get drunk, and 7 times to get sober again. Hospitality was crucial to these feasts. Should anyone come to the house, they could not leave until they were served something. And the village dudes knew how to take advantage of this, which leads us to the dark origin story of the Santa Claus. Young men would get piss drunk, dress up as frightening bucks, and go from house to house demanding alcohol. If they were not served, they would destroy the house fireplace or oven, which was a serious threat in the winter back in the days. As we know, Santa Claus is still called Yule Buck, Yule Buck in Finland today, and the church hasn't managed to ruin its history with some Jesus story. Other malicious beings besides the buck were around, just like during Samhain in Ireland. They were especially dangerous to the master of the house, so he had better stay indoors. He would, however, personally feed his horse, as animals were taken extra good care of during this celebration. But not all the creatures around were evil. Elves that lived symbiotically with the people of the house would join the celebration. They usually had the first shift at the sauna as well as with the food. Sauna was crucial to many Finnish celebrations, as you first needed to be clean both physically and symbolically. After the sauna and the feast, the food was left on the table overnight, so the elves, as well as the humans, could go and grab a snack whenever they felt like. Nowadays, Yule is a mix of pagan, Catholic, Lutheran, and commercial ingredients. This was a short overview of the traditions, so you know how to celebrate properly. You can comment below what your plans are or any other thoughts or prayers you might have. Other than that, buy a lot of my shirts and comics so I can become rich. Otherwise, we will see you in the next episode, which will be the animated history of Finland.